Just announced, Princess Leonor marries Christian, tears and crowns everywhere. It's finally happened. The news everyone's been waiting for. Princess Leonor of Spain has married Prince Christian of Denmark. Two royal families, two nations, one love story that has left the entire world in tears. Tears of joy, tears of disbelief, tears that tell us fairy tales are real. From the moment the royal palace confirmed it, the world erupted. Spain, Denmark, and every corner of Europe buzzed with emotion. The air was thick with history. Because this wasn't just another royal wedding. This was the union of two heirs, two future monarchs, joining their destinies before the eyes of millions. The cathedral bells began to ring early in Madrid. People gathered long before dawn, waving flags, holding photos of Leonor and Christian, chanting their names. The air shimmered with anticipation. Streets glowed with royal colors, red, gold, and white. It felt less like a wedding, and more like a national celebration. And then, at precisely noon, the moment arrived. The palace gates opened. The royal procession began. Leonor's carriage emerged, drawn by white horses glistening under the Spanish sun. She sat inside, radiant yet calm. Her dress, breathtaking beyond words, was a creation that fused Spanish artistry with subtle Danish embroidery. The bodice shimmered with tiny diamonds shaped like stars, each one symbolizing unity between their two kingdoms. As she approached the cathedral, the crowd gasped. Her veil was long, impossibly long, trailing behind her like liquid light. Her crown, a piece of royal history, passed down from Queen Victoria Eugenie herself. But what truly stole the world's heart wasn't her jewels. It was her face, a mixture of grace, emotion, and quiet strength. Inside, the cathedral glowed. Candles flickered. Choir voices floated through the air. Every detail felt deliberate, sacred. Queen Letitia's eyes shimmered with tears. King Felipe stood tall, every inch a proud father. Across the aisle, Queen Mary of Denmark exchanged a warm smile with her son, Christian, who stood at the altar, visibly moved, eyes locked on Leonor. And in that moment, everything paused. Christian's expression softened. Leonor's lips trembled. For a heartbeat, time seemed to hold its breath. Two young royals, once separated by duty and distance, now bound by choice, by courage, by love. As she reached him, he whispered something softly, words caught only by those closest, "You look like the future." And then, the ceremony began. The archbishop's voice echoed through the vast marble hall. Today, we witness the joining of two royal houses, Spain and Denmark, in the sacred bond of love. The congregation leaned forward. Every word carried the weight of centuries. The vows were tender. Christian's voice cracked when he said her name. Leonor's eyes glistened when she promised her life to him. And as they placed the rings upon each other's hands, the world outside erupted into cheers. Bells rang across Madrid. Crowds cried openly. It was no longer just a royal wedding, it was a national emotion. But what came next, no one expected. When the archbishop declared them husband and wife, Leonor didn't curtsy. She didn't wait for protocol. She stepped forward and kissed Christian first. A spontaneous, human moment that broke tradition, and broke the internet. In that kiss, she told the world, this is love. Real love. Not duty, not ceremony. And from that moment, the entire cathedral rose to its feet. Applause thundered through the royal pews. Even Queen Letizia was seen wiping away tears. King Felipe leaned forward, whispering something to his daughter that made her laugh through her tears. The royal families embraced, not as rulers, but as parents, as family. Queen Mary hugged Leonor tightly. King Frederick clapped Christian on the back, his face glowing with pride. It was rare. It was raw. It was real. Outside, the carriage awaited. The couple emerged to deafening cheers. Rose petals filled the air. Leonor waved, Christian smiled beside her, and for a moment, the world seemed united in happiness. From the palace balcony, they appeared minutes later. Hand in hand. Two crowns. One love story. As the crowd below chanted their names, Christian looked at Leonor again, that same soft gaze, the one that's captured millions of hearts. And then they kissed again, beneath the golden Spanish sky. Tears. Everywhere. But beyond the romance, this wedding carries meaning far deeper. It marks the future of monarchy itself. Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, represents a new generation of leadership, educated, compassionate, and grounded. She trained at military academies, studied diplomacy, spoke at national events, preparing for duty her entire life. Yet, she never hid her humanity. She smiled. She stumbled. She loved. Christian, too, grew under pressure, heir to Denmark's throne, raised in public view, yet humble and kind. Their bond wasn't arranged by politics. It was built on years of shared understanding, stolen moments, and quiet defiance. For years, tabloids speculated. Was it real? Was it possible? Could two heirs marry for love, not alliance? Today, the answer stands before us, radiant and undeniable. At the reception, held inside the glittering royal palace, guests from across the world gathered, monarchs, dignitaries, celebrities. Yet amidst the grandeur, the most powerful moments were the smallest ones. Leonor and Christian laughing together during their first dance. Queen Letizia and Queen Mary exchanging emotional smiles. King Felipe raising a toast that left the room silent, to love that serves, and to service that loves. Later that evening, a Danish orchestra joined a Spanish guitar ensemble to perform a song the couple had chosen personally, a melody they listened to during their first trip together, years ago in Copenhagen. As it played, Leonor leaned on Christian's shoulder. Cameras caught it all, the look of two people who knew they'd found home in each other. Outside, Madrid transformed into a city of light. Fireworks illuminated the sky. Crowds sang. Even the royal guards smiled as they stood at attention. The energy was pure magic, the kind that happens once in a generation. And across Europe, hearts melted. In London, screens in Trafalgar Square streamed the wedding live. In Copenhagen, church bells rang. In Rome and Paris, monuments lit up in royal colors. Social media overflowed with messages, the wedding of the century, tears and crowns everywhere, a love story for the ages. But perhaps the most beautiful message came from a young girl in Madrid who held a sign outside the palace: if Leonor can follow her heart, maybe we all can. And that's what this day truly means. Beyond royalty, beyond ceremony, beyond titles and tradition, it's about courage. The courage to love when the world watches. The courage to choose your heart over the crown, and somehow, wear both with pride. As the night deepened, Leonor and Christian appeared one last time on the balcony. The palace bathed in golden light behind them. The crowd roared. They waved, smiling, glowing, transformed. Two young royals who began as distant heirs now stood as symbols of hope, unity, and timeless love. And as the final fireworks burst above Madrid, one truth echoed through the world: love had won. So yes, there were tears. There were crowns. And tonight, there is history. Princess Leonor and Prince Christian, married at last. The world will never forget this day.